That is so bright.
Hey guys, what's going on? Bryce here from C4R. The project for today is going to be installing a 40-inch light bar on top of the roof rack by Lasfit LED. We're going to go ahead and get that installed. Super easy, super simple. We'll take you guys through the steps, and hopefully we'll answer some questions along the way. Alright guys, and here it is, the 40-inch Lasfit LED light bar. The one we got today it is a flood and spot combo. You can see on the different types inside the little bezels of the LEDs. Some of them are look like they're reflective for the flood, and other ones are just shiny and flat for the spot, but it is a combination of that one. So you're not getting just a spot, you're not getting just a floodlight for your light bar. You're actually getting a combo series on that one. These guys are in an aluminum housing, which has a lot of good cooling on the back of it. You can see it has the different cooling fins on the back. So it's an aluminum housing, which is great. It allows it to be lightweight as well as durable, and it helps resist heat and things like that. Also on here, you can see it has a clear lens on it. I'm not sure if they make an actual amber one or not for that one. That's something you'll have to reach out to Lasfit and ask them themselves. But for now, we got the clear one on here. Inside the packaging, I didn't do an unboxing for you guys, but the packaging was great. It was in there. It had some cushion spots to make sure this is securely in place. It was packaged great from Lasfit when they sent it out to me. Inside the package, you're going to get the light bar with the included portion of the wiring harness here. You get 3 boxes of the brackets to attach it, depending on how you want to attach it in there. You have the side mounts that go to the side of the light bar. You have 2 of those in there along with the hardware itself, and you get 2 boxes of the bottom brackets, which are actually the brackets like these. So if you wanted to mount it flat on something and allow it to be able to have the adjustability on there, which is going to be the ones that we're going to end up using on the roof rack on the 4runner, just because we don't have an inset portion of it on the light bar itself. So we're going to use these ones to help mount it up there. But it comes with everything as far as the brackets, nuts, bolts, washers, hardware. Even comes with an Allen key on them themselves, so you can use the adjustability on these ones as well. I also opted to go with the wiring harness itself, and the wiring harness comes with this one. It's extra. It's not included with the kit. You'll have to get that put on there separate, but this one just wires directly to this one right here, and then it goes in there where it has the relay, a fuse. You put your different connectors inside the engine compartment, as well. It has a connector right here that's going to go to the included push button that we're going to use for now until we get another one installed and we figure out how we want to wire it up differently. But we're going to get this installed like that in there. But all these things are just going to be basically plug and play. Once we get it mounted to the roof rack, these are going to get installed there. This is going to get wired to this. Then we'll run the wiring down the car into the engine compartment, and then from there we'll wire everything up, and then we'll do a test run to see if it actually works. And then we'll take it out later on tonight, and we'll be able to go and see the how it actually goes and works out in the dark, because it's actually light right now, so you won't be able to see too much on that one. To go a little more in depth into the light bar itself, right? So the light bar itself, like we talked about, is a spot and flood combo. It's 120 watts, 11,000 lumens. The cool thing about Lasfit LED is Lasfit has a 3-year warranty on these ones and a 45-day money-back guarantee on their products. If you go to their website, they'll be able to give you information on there. But if you go to the website and you order anything on there, you order a light bar or anything like that, if you use the code nautical10, you'll get 10% off of anything on their website, whether it be lights, LEDs for headlights, floor mats, or anything like that. You guys can be able to take 10% off there if you go to their website and use nautical10 as the discount code on that one. And also I'll put a link in the description on that one as well as I'll put more information on these guys down in the description, so you guys can see the actual specifics of it, the measurements, what the lumens are, how much it puts out, things like that. These ones also have an IP67 waterproof rating, which is good because it can allow for a little bit of water protection, which is great. Obviously, if it's going to be out in the rain and everything, that also works there, as well as heat protection and things like that. So it can be a little bit water resistant when you have it down there. So obviously here in Southern California we have some rain, but we also have a lot of heat and things like that out in the desert, which is really great for that because it actually has the good protection on the front on that lens, as well as it has a good waterproof rating on these ones. So it's not going to be it's going to hold up to all the different weather combinations we have down here in Southern California. And then we're gonna go ahead and get these ones put in here like that. Shouldn't be too hard to get these things set up, so we'll go ahead and put it on there. And then we'll go ahead and I'll show you guys how to install it. Alright guys, we're up here on top of the 4runner by the roof rack. You can see on mine how it's just kind of flat. Our LFD off-road roof rack has just a flat portion of it right here, but it does have channels to where you can be able to mount stuff to it, which is how I mounted the box as well. So on this one, like we talked about, you have the bottom brackets that come with this kit that you get with the light bar. What's really cool about these ones, it allows you to mount it somewhere flat like we can do here. And it comes with 4 of them in total. We'll probably end up using all 4. It might be overkill, but we'll go ahead and use all 4 anyway. So these ones right here, if you guys can see, you get a bolt, you get a little rubber pad in here with it, as well as if you look at the little curved portion of it, I don't know if you guys can see that one or not, but there is little grooves inside here, and there's a little block that goes with the light bar itself to where you can you attach that portion of it to the light bar, and that locks this thing in place so it won't actually slide on you if you're going up and off-road, you're going up and down hills, going over bumps and things like that. So it's very cool to be able to have that portion of it to where you can secure that light bar in place to make sure that it doesn't actually move around on you or tilt as you guys are driving down the road and you hit different bumps and different different potholes and things like that. It won't move on you. It'll actually stay in place, which is really good. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and mount these to the roof rack themselves here. Like I said, we have 4 of them, and it comes with a bolt, a locking nut, and a washer, as well as a nut itself. The measurements on these ones, we have a 14mm that we're using on these. So you go ahead and use a 14mm wrench and socket, and we'll go ahead and secure these guys on there. And then from there, I'll show you guys how to actually mount the light bar itself to these brackets. Alright guys, so back over here to the light bar itself. We got the brackets installed up on the roof rack. Now we're going to get this thing ready to go and get attached to the brackets themselves on the roof rack. So if you can see, it has this channel in here. And this channel, what it's going to do is going to allow the little nuts that come with this thing to be able to fall in there. And then from in here, you can be able to maneuver these around to where they can go and fit inside this little portion. If I could get the thing to fall in there just right. Like this, so you can be able to get it. And then here you can be able to slide that in and around this channel depending on where you have your brackets set up along here. And then from here, this little piece right here that comes with it, which I don't know if you guys can see or not, but this thing has ribbed as well, to where it matches up with the ribs over there on the brackets themselves. And so what this will do is it'll help secure that in place. So once you get that fits in the little channel over here. So once you get these things set up and they get aligned right, then you're going to use the supplied screw, washer, and lock washer, and then attach that to these right here, and then that will secure this light bar to those light posts. So we're going to go ahead and get that done. Alright guys, so with the light bar finally attached up here, as you guys can see, it has the channel where the nuts go for the bracket for here. They slide in here and they move along this channel. Then as you go and put it in there, it's going to line up with this little bracket in here, and that's just going to actually mount and allow you to get the adjustability up and down as it comes on, as you have the light bar on here. So we have all 4 of the brackets you guys can see down in there. So once you get it aligned in there, you put in the screw with the lock washer and washer, and then that'll line up there. Then as you tighten or loosen this guy, it'll allow you to maneuver it up and down. So as you loosen it up, you can be able to aim it up or down as it goes in there, as well as be able to move these things throughout this channel if you need to get the adjustability right to make it even on your light bar left and right from in there. So we're going to go ahead and get the last 2 of these guys installed for the 2 middle ones over there, and then once we get that installed there, we'll show you guys what it looks like assembled and on top of here. Then we'll show you guys what we're going to do for the wiring as it goes down from the pigtail up here up down into the engine compartment. Alright guys, so we finally got everything adjusted. Again, with my driveway being on kind of a slope, it's hard to judge if these are actually facing too high up or if they're going to be facing too far down. So we're going to leave them where they're at for right now. Once we get to a dark place, we'll be able to adjust these guys either higher or lower depending on how it works. but you guys can see how they measure, or they mounted up right here. We got that guy installed, tightened it all down. Everything looks good. It's all mounted up on all 4 spots there. Next portion of it's going to be the wiring harness. So with the wiring harness, what we're going to do is this connector right here is going to connect to the wire that we have up here. You can see on this one, they give you a good amount of slack up here attached to the light bar. The game plan for this, I believe what I'm going to try is I'm going to connect this guy here, leave this portion of the wire up here, kind of zip tied and tucked up out of the way, and then I'm just going to run this wire from here. Maybe if I can be able to pull up this trim piece and kind of tuck it in here, let it go along this seam, and then eventually let it run down this little gap in here, and I can be able to tuck it up inside here all the way down into the engine compartment. You can be able to lift up that little piece right there. We'll slide it in the engine compartment, and then that way it'll keep all the wires nice and tight and kind of tucked up out of the way, and then we don't have any issues with it, and then I'm not having a bundle of wires or too much of this. Even if I were to bring this part of it and start going down, this little connection between the 2 little pigtails are going to be like in the middle of the windshield or something like that. It's just not going to look good. So we'll end up leaving that portion of it up here. We'll kind of tuck it up inside and let it run all the way down the A-pillar of the vehicle, and then we'll let it go up inside here in the engine compartment, and then we'll start wiring it up in here. So I'm going to get going and start connecting all these guys and getting it all tidied up, and then from there I'll show you guys how I ran it down into there, and then we'll talk more once we get inside the engine compartment. Alright guys, so you can see how we got everything routed in here. We got the wire over here. You guys can see that or not, but the wire that came in from here is there. It went underneath these little trim pieces and went up the side of the front of the A-pillar inside there. Once we have everything mounted up that way, we have everything inside the engine compartment. So from here you have a few different things. You'll have the part of the wiring harness that has a red and black positive and negative, and the positive has a fuse that's already attached in there, which is great. Helps with a little bit of safety features and stuff like that. We have that in there. That'll attach to the positive side of the battery. The negative side from here will end up going to the body ground, which will attach over here on the side of the fender, which we already have another negative wire for ground going to that one on there. That's actually for the negative for the battery, as well as we have another little wire in there that went to the headlights. We do the headlight install, and then we'll attach that one to there, and then you also have a relay that comes with it as well. So this relay, what it'll do is it'll allow you to have power going between the headlights themselves, and also it allows you to run a on-off switch that we have here that allows you to go inside the cab, so that once you're inside the vehicle itself, you can allow it to be able to be turned on and off from the switch inside there. So once we get all these connected in here, we'll take this wire here. There's a rubber grommet on the firewall over here that has a few different wires and stuff running through it. What we'll do is we'll get like a little knife and we'll poke a hole through there, and we'll run the wire from the engine bay through the firewall into there, and then we'll figure out a place where we want to mount the supply button that comes with it, and we can figure out where to put that in there, and then from there we should be able to go and turn it on and hopefully get power, and then we'll see how it looks at least now to make sure we get power, and then later on tonight we'll go end up going somewhere where it's dark and we can see how much light this thing actually puts out. I'm a little excited about that one. Alright guys, so once we have everything installed here, we got the positive here, we got the negative wired up here, and we got the relay on this little mount over here next to the fuses and relay box itself underneath the hood. Once we get done with that, we can end up all the loose wiring and stuff that we have in here. We'll eventually go and do that. Once we get everything done, we'll figure out a way we can be able to zip tie things, kind of get them out of the way and make all the wires nice and neat. For now, we're going to go ahead and get the rest of the install out of the way. So what we're going to end up doing is we're going to end up taking the hole and putting it over there inside the firewall, and we're going to end up running this cord that comes off of the relay into the dash of the vehicle itself, and then from there we can figure out where we want to put this guy, and we can go in and put the button inside the car. Alright guys, so now we're inside the vehicle. I don't know how well you guys can be able to see this or not, but that rubber grommet that we're talking about is this little boot right here. So once you poke a hole in that guy, you'll be able to run that wire in through here, which has a few other lights and wires and stuff that are going to the internal fuse box. This guy right here is the wire that we ended up pulling through. So what we're going to do is we're going to end up pulling the rest of this guy, get the slack out of there, and then from in here we'll connect this little portion This little portion right here will connect to it, and then from there we can find a place to put this button. It has a little adhesive that comes with it when you guys get it from the kit. It has a little adhesive there. We'll pull this guy off, and then we can be able to stick it somewhere up in here on the dash itself. Eventually we're going to end up getting a replacement switch from here that's going to look factory, and we'll be able to basically just splice into this wire, and then we'll be able to run the button into there, so it'll look factory from there, but it'll control the light bar itself. So we'll go ahead and finish this last portion of it up, and then we'll show you guys what's going on with the install. All right guys, and there you have it. The light bar fully installed, fully wired up. Got the wire running from up there around the roof rack down the A-pillar in the engine compartment. Got everything wired up again. We'll let it get a little bit darker outside. We'll take it out somewhere. We'll get it nice and dark. I'll show you guys how it works when we get it out. Here it is, nighttime. It's pretty dark. Got my headlights off. The only thing we got going is just the car, but all the headlights are off. The little bit of light you guys can see out there, if you can, I don't know if the camera's doing this justice or not, are going to be from the little LED strips on my headlights. But we'll go ahead and hit the switch, and we'll see what it looks like at night. Whoa. That is so bright. It is completely flooding this out with light. That is pretty freaking good. Let's go ahead and go outside the car and see what it looks like. You can see right there, we got it turned on, and it's lighting up all that over there. It gets pretty good range. You can see kind of over here where it's kind of cutting off. That's the flood portion of it. It throws out a pretty good amount of light. Again, the camera's probably not doing it a whole lot of justice, but it's definitely throwing light way far down out there, and it's definitely throwing light off to the sides as well from the car. So it does a great job of that. Coming back, taking a look at it, right? It's so super bright as it's coming in there. Definitely worth the money that you can spend on these light bars. It puts out a ton of light going from there. So we'll go ahead and kick this one off here, and then we'll turn around and head home, and then we'll let you guys know what we think. All right guys, that pretty much wraps up the install on the light bars, and you guys saw how it operated at night. It was super bright, super pleasant light output that it puts out there. It was great. Reached out to me a little while ago and asked if I could do an install and review video for them. I went ahead and did that. I went over to the website and went ahead and purchased one. They didn't offer to send me one out for free, which is fine. So the video is not sponsored. They just wanted me to do an install and review video for them, which I did. And you guys saw how it all turned out. I know Lasfit's been around for a little while. They have LED headlights. They have light bars, light pods, floor mats, things like that. So it was great to be able to get to work with them and purchase a product that was great, super affordable. They have a lot of good affordable products that are out there. If you guys want to go ahead and check them out, go to the Lasfit website. If you do go to the Lasfit website, if you use the code nautical10, you can get 10% off anything on the website. A few of the things, pros and cons that I like with the light bar. So with the light bar itself, installation was really easy, so that's definitely a pro. On that one, really straightforward. They have all the different bracket setups you need for it. They have the side mount brackets, they have the back mount brackets, depending on the kind of application that you have. The back mount brackets work for the ones that for the rack that I had on mine, which is great. Helped out a lot with the install once we got those up there and installed. Came with all the supplied hardware. When you order the wiring harness with them, it's great because it's all just plug and play. You wire up a couple things underneath the hood, everything is good to go, which is super easy, super great to install. The only thing that I would say is a con on that end of it is that it didn't necessarily have instructions that came with it on how to install it. Luckily for me, it wasn't too big of a deal, and I have been working on the vehicle you guys have seen before, so I'm a little mechanically inclined, so it wasn't too bad for me to go ahead and install them. But some sort of downloadable instructions on the website, or if they send something with them, that's one thing I would say the Lasfit you probably want to do with that product, or any of your products, right, that are out there. They may not know how exactly to install them. So if you got any kind of instructions, even if it's just basic instructions, it'll be able to help out a little bit. I think would be great on that end of it. One of the other pros, big pros that I like about it is that they are super affordable LEDs. I love that about the products, which is super awesome. Definitely gonna be purchasing more stuff through Lasfit myself to go forward from there. But yeah, that pretty much sums up the stuff. There isn't too lot to complain about with these things because it is super easy, super affordable.
Be sure to like, share, subscribe the video, get it out there, get it with your friends. Make sure you do all the fun YouTube stuff. Make a comment down below if you guys have any questions. Be sure to continue to subscribe and continue to come back. Hopefully we'll be able to do more products later on. As the year goes on, we can be able to do some more stuff, but this is the first one for the new year. Hopefully there'll be more from that one. So if you guys like what you saw, again, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and continue to see you in the next one. All right, take care.